natural units which have been existing since generations, you have to recognize the communities first and no other form of social, economic or political units. In this country, therefore, Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar and all the forefathers of the Constitution, who built on the martyrdom of those, the Mangal Pandes, but also Obedullahs, who laid their lives to get this country free of the imperial rulers. But that only mean to them what is reflected in the Constitution. That only mean to them that the people, we the people of India, would have the ownership rights to those resources which were always there. Not just the land, but water, the various water bodies, surface and subsurface to groundwater, and also the minerals. And those resources were to be harnessed. The country, the new nation state, the new rulers were so very enthusiastic, confident about it, harnessing those resources, and towards what end? This at the end and the goals, the vision beyond, is already there right from the preamble in the Constitution till the directive principles enshrined in the Constitution. And the basics of that exercise, may it be economic or political, would always be our faith in the fundamental rights. Not just the legal and the constitutional rights, but human rights, including the right to life. And hence, there were the directive principles laid down, saying this state must perform even economically and carry on its economic development and planning processes, but ensuring that the wealth will not be concentrated into the hands of a few. That was the vision, my dear friends. Has that vision come true? Is a question you should ask when today there is so much talk, less debate on the questions of development in the corridors of power and the elitist sections of population. And it is that very presumed conception of development that is associated with the corporates and the corporate economy more than the communities I am referring to, their rights, their resources, their vision, their needs. That needs to be debated, and that is being questioned and resisted by millions of people in this country. Who are these people? They are the farmers due to whom we will have our meal today. They are the fish workers who have harnessed the aquatic wealth, but also left it behind for the next generations. They are the ones who are living such simple lives that the others can have luxuries. They are the ones who are toiling with their hands in the soil and yet cannot feed their own children or even get them educated or married. They are the ones who are committing suicides. More than 3 lakh farmers having committed suicide. When Rohit Vemula's suicide has created ripples, not yet revolution, but have really led to debate, not only on casteism, I believe, but what is happening in the sector of higher and higher education. Are all those whose parents lived simple lives but dreamed of educating their children, who were never corrupt and hence did not have the bank balance in the year when they retired, or those who had parents in the self-employment and did not beg anything from the rulers of this country and yet wanted their children to be in the IAS or IFAS services, but live the life of their own choice? Are all these children really able to even enter the higher educational institution of their choice? Answer is no. Rohit Vemula's suicide therefore raises many questions. But do questions come to your mind when more than 3 lakh farmers also have committed suicide? When Adivasis in the Satpuras have started committing suicide? Those who never even fasted during the agitations and movements, saying no, ours is the Adivasi way of life. We eat and we live, and that's our dharma. We live with the nature and we feed ourselves. There is nothing to feel guilty about. Hence, we will not fast. We can do anything else in the people's movement. Friends, when this has started happening in this country, don't we have to raise questions about whether the vision of the Constitution is being followed or not? That vision of equity and justice. If you apply that framework of values, that framework of goals to be attained with the deliberate, planned way by the state and also the society which we are a part of, is being respected in this country? The answer is no. If it was not so, there would not be a situation that is already created. 1% of households have 49% of the household wealth in the country. There are not more than 467 billionaires in this country. 100 richest in this country, Mittal included, Jindal, Tata, Birla, but don't forget Ambani and never forget Adani. They are the ones who have 1/4 and more of the GDP. And of course, why? One child came to me when I was traveling in the train. दीदी ऑटोग्राफ दे दीजिए. मैंने कहा दे दूंगी, पर कुछ सवाल करूंगी तुमसे. A very plump, beautiful looking girl from, I'm sure, a public school, which is really like a private school. I asked her, आपको क्या लगता है, मुकेश अंबानी को जानती है? हाँ जानती हूँ. उनका घर देखा है? देखा तो नहीं है. तो मैंने कहा सुना है? हाँ सुना है, बहुत बड़ा है, बहुत ऊंचा है, 27 मंजिल का है, उसमें 600 नौकरदार है, कुत्ते भी बहुत है, बिजली का बिल लाखों रुपयों का आता है. मैंने कहा बिल्कुल, तुम तो बहुत जानती हो. हाँ मैं नेट चलाती हूँ. मैं कहा तो नेट पर तुमको इस सवाल का जवाब मिला ही होगा कि मुकेश अंबानी के पास इतना सारा पैसा और धन कहां से आया? तो उसने सोचकर जवाब दिया, दीदी क्योंकि वो बहुत मेहनत करते हैं. मैंने सुना है कि वो दिन रात काम करते हैं. Friends, is it the creation of wealth that Mukesh Ambani is engaged in? Or all those whose labor he hired at the cheapest rate? Is it Mukesh Ambani who came with his ownership right to the minerals, for which they have evicted, displaced and institutionalized tribals of the Jharkhand to every state wherever they might have gone or not gone themselves? Or because he really had the only expertise to really harness that minerals and no one else had it, and no one else, even the generations old tribal communities who did not change themselves into companies, the corporates, did never claim their rights? These questions need to be answered. The time has come because the millions are hungry. Thousands of children are dying death every day due to malnourishment. Millions of people are evicted and thrown out of their culture which helped the rivers survive and flow. Those because of whose agriculture, a culture related with nature, that we are all not being fed with only GM foods, with an injection taken out of the crabs and put in to harden that species, even for the vegetarian eaters. Friends, the questions need to be answered also because the grabbing of resources by the corporates is going on. And when the economy is said to be growing, the self-reliant economies are being killed. The community versus corporates. These struggles and battles are on in the nook and corner of the country. Having come from a simple farmer's family, you may not like to go back or even bring your fathers and mothers in dhotis, if at all there is any such person, into the business conclaves. But you must also respect them, isn't it? And you do, I'm sure. But this vast difference and the disparity, if that is not brought to this floor, the dais, we miss something when we analyze and assess the economies of this country. What is happening in the name of corporatization? I must speak about it in few words because it will take hours and days otherwise. Take land, for example, and take the urban corporates, the builders. What is happening? When 52% of the Mumbai's population is in slums, are there any students from Mumbai? Yes, the universities in Maharashtra or no one from Mumbai? Good. But I'm still giving the truthful statistics, okay? I'm not lying because they are not there. 52% of Mumbai's population live in slums. This is the state of the financial capital of India. So everything financial is not equitable. And that capital which is paying thousands cannot provide even the toilets and the drinking water taps to the slum dwellers. There is an act. 8 different amenities need to be given. Thousands of people are fighting with us as Ghar Bachao, Ghar Banao Andolan. But no one pays attention. Just yesterday a media person, maybe today it is the news in Navbharat Times, asked me what is my comment on the municipal budget allocating 75 crores for the toilets and drinking water supply schemes in those slums of Mumbai, with 15 crores allocated for the publicity campaign on the same 2 requirements. I had no words to express my anguish and also dissent. Because something that the state can do in such a simple way, provided there are right kind of priorities, so that there are right kind of allocations, so that there are right kind of rights granted to the people, and so that there is democratic approach to take the public in and have kind of public-public partnership. That was what was visualized by the freedom fighters of this country. And now it is the public-private partnership, as if we are not private entities. Every individual citizen, a social group, a community is also in that sense private. But no, what they mean by private is corporate. So there is a tussle between those who invest money as the capital and those who have everything else to give for this country, and they are giving it. And yet their resource capital is not valued. Why otherwise would the agricultural produce in this country, as economists or even as the commerce students, you must value it. The inputs, the resources which are contributed, and the values that are allocated. The values assigned are such that the agriculturist contribution is valued as worth 15 to 20 paise per rupee and not more than that. The value of the millions of people because of whom our comforts and our lives go on, as Einstein, no one else said it. Their contribution is valued not more than 30-35 paisa in a rupee. They are 93% of the workers in this country, belonging to so-called unorganized sector. No, they are really organized, they are fighting the battle. The domestic servants, the construction workers who constructed this, but they will not be easily permitted even to peep into these halls and mahals. It's not just SRCC. And their contribution is not valued. So who gets the respect? Who gets the carpets? Who gets the space? Social, economic and political. The corporates come the first. And these are the corporates, the large corporates. Let's come to startup later. The large corporates who are the haves in this country. No one says there should be no company, there should be no corporate, there should be no private investment. I'm not going to that extreme. But when a handful of them really gain and keep the wealth in their own hands, instead of sheltering every single footpath dweller, and when they do, how much greater respect they get. Hiranandani, the builder in Mumbai, I'm sorry I'm giving examples, whatever comes to my mind. Or Chandrababu Naidu building that capital city of Amravati. When they start saying they are building, are they really building? Or are the construction workers building it? Taj Mahal Shahjahan ne banaya कि उन सुंदर skilled construction workers ने, निर्माण मजदूरों ने बनाया? ये सवाल का जवाब तो देना ही होगा, क्योंकि वही लोग शेल्टरलेस लाइफ जी रहे हैं और हीरानंदानी जैसा बिल्डर को 40 पैसे एकड़ से जमीन दी जाती है in the name of building houses for the poor, the low income and the middle income group. इनकम शब्द से इकोनॉमिक्स नहीं एक्सपोज होता है। आपको देखना चाहिए कि इनकम कितना है लो इनकम ग्रुप का और इनका कितना है, और इन्होंने लो इनकम ग्रुप के लिए घर बनाने के नाम पर 40 पैसे एकड़ से जमीन लेकर 3 करोड़ तक के महल बना दिए हैं। The illegality flows from your perspective, your vision, which itself if distorted, and if it is favoring the wrong priorities, if it is favoring the wrong earners and not the toiling masses, then the illegality is bound to be there. And this is not only with Hiranandani. When we fought the Enron Corporation, which ultimately collapsed, that time the Enron, the great American company, with the Price Waterhouse Corporation as their auditors, was the topmost of the companies in the world. Unfortunate it was that its CEO torn his own clothes on the streets of New York when the company collapsed and got closed because of the audit results and the corruption that was exposed. He who had 1,700 times salary compared to the lowest employee in Enron. But we did not fight Enron at that level. We fought it at the corruption at the bottom. When Enron was taking over a part of seashore, the aquatic wealth to be finished, Enron was no doubt to generate power. But with what kind of agreement with our rulers? Never were the people in the Konkan area ever involved. The power purchase agreement, as we studied it, said very clearly, whether or not the power up to the capacity is generated, it would be presumed that 90% plant load factor has come into being and the payment will be made straight from the bank account of the Maharashtra State Electricity Board. These are just handfuls of examples. The way they get not just the respect, but the concessions, the special favors to agreements is only because everyone believes, and if not made to believe through someone's man ki baat, not logon ke man ki baat, that these are the corporates who would bring everything. The market which is their basis, a fundamentalist approach to market, saying market will bring in everything and the corporates rule the markets. So they are the givers, the benefactors. They will bring in not just the power and the water, they will bring in not just the housing but also education. Education, which is the process that inculcates values. What values do the corporates inculcate into the minds of the youngsters in this country is a question in my mind. There are so many festivals going on. I've rarely seen seriousness involved, responses to the social, economic, political environment and the natural environment in this country. That doesn't mean it is not there, it is there. But we get full of everything that is brought to us by the market. The cultural change that is coming in. We get, of course, so many benefits, so many varieties of soaps, so many varieties of furniture, so many choices in every sector. But we don't care for the choice of the millions, which is always for fulfilling basic needs as the first priority and the goal. And that is what is the change that is brought in by the corporate economy in not just this country, but in Brazil and every Southern American countries, in Argentina and every country around, in the African countries. And there are so many tentacles of the corporate economy. We don't get easily tapped or cornered with those, and we don't even realize what is happening. We don't realize that when the corporates have started grabbing land, they have defined infrastructure the way Mr. Nitin Gadkari must have defined already. What is the basic infrastructure that should get priority in this country? Industrial corridors? Or the drinking water, small economically weaker section houses, Anganwadi buildings, primary education with a blackboard, not just directly a laptop? No, but infrastructure has become a mantra. And then the elections are won with it. Vote banks are captured. Not because really millions are asking and ever ask for highways and flyovers. But the car industry, if that has an agenda of bringing thousands of cars on the streets of Delhi, Bhubaneswar, Calcutta, Chennai, Mumbai, Bhopal, and Gandhinagar, of course, then this kind of infrastructure is a must. And if the industrialists want 35,000 acres in the Raigad district near Mumbai, 55,000 acres in Kutch district of Gujarat, they need to have the way out. When in Singur, which Derek Ji asked me to speak about, Tata wanted 1,000 acres of land. The people raised a question, a simple question. Why here? Why not on the other side or 60 kilometers away from the Durgapur Expressway, where there was hundreds of acres lying vacant, not used because it was given to Birlas, the Hindustan, some car factory, but it was not used. Tata's reply was, no, I want it here, and then government tried to give it there, and the people said, no, nothing doing. Why not? It's a Banjar land, the government said. The people say, no, it is not Banjar land, it feeds us. Even 1/6 of an acre would make us food, self-sufficient in food. And then we can have the other occupations, other sources of livelihood. But this is basic for us, and we will not give our land. And they did not give. They accepted martyrdom. Tata has still not left the land. Nobody village with the landless laborers say, the landed at least had some bank balance. We have nothing. We must get at least a small piece of land. If it is already taken over from those, few of those who took the cash compensation, give it now to us, as the landless should have the first priority according to the land policy still on paper in India. But no, every corporate wanted the state to take over the land, resorting to the British Days Act of 1894. And how much land? For what company? For just the plant or the hostels or the guest houses? Sorry, not hostels. They will not enter the hostel. The guest houses and their lawns and so on. No one needs to be sanctioning based on the real requirement. And now with the new government, as Harish Salve once said in the court where we were there to plead the cases, thank God the new government has no takers for environmentalists. That's the confidence, that's the arrogance, I would say, because the corporates who need land, need land. They need land where they need it. शिवराज सिंह चौहान would say, आप जहां उंगली रखेंगे वहां देने के लिए हमारे पास जमीन है. 25,000 हेक्टेयर तैयार है, लेकिन जिनकी जमीन लाखों की एक एक बांध में डूब रही है, डूब गई है. And law says, the judgment say that they must get alternative land. The chief minister and his government has no land to give unless there is a fight. 30 years long and strong fight of the Narmada ousties finally led to stoppage of the dam because rehabilitation had not taken place. A basic human precondition, and legal too. And yet, now after 30 years and 14,000 families have got land, but 48 to 50,000 families, every time we review it, the figure goes up. They are still there in the so-called area that is either submerged or to be submerged, but the Prime Minister, who have no time to come to the valley, he only has time to go to so many countries. Of course, he has a great responsibility as a non-resident Indian, as I call him. So he takes a decision sitting here to take the dam to its ultimate height. What are the forces behind? If not the constitutional framework, if not the people's strength and agitations and movements, who are generations old community, the first farmers born in those villages, the most ancient of the archaeological sites, not Mohenjo-daro and Harappa, but the Narmada Valley, thousands of families still living with schools and dispensaries and lakhs of trees and temples and mosques. But all of that to be drowned by the construction that is on and almost going to be finished, and the gates are to be put up, because they are the decision makers and they are the rulers and they are the land grabbers. The force behind really is not just one person, although he may be autocratic. His ministers keep telling us they never came to know about the decision that was taken within a month after coming to power. They clearly say that, look, दीदी, हमने तो आपके साथ ही अखबार में पढ़ा कि निर्णय हो गया है. All of them coming from the state which will not get a drop of water, but will lose thousands of hectares of his land, the best of the agricultural land, but even without rehabilitation will face eviction of lakhs of people. The force behind is that corporate power. When Adani wants the first share in the water supply, he will not permit the dam to be stopped even till the rehabilitation takes place. Same with Ambani, and same with the Nano, and same with the Coca-Cola. The Coca-Cola now gets 30 lakh liters per day. Before the Kutchis get their due, the car industries get 60 lakh liters per day. And the Dholera project, thanks to Gujarat High Court, it stayed the project because the water was to go to the farmers. Instead, the land itself got converted from agriculture to industrial areas without the farmers coming to know about it. The memorandum of understanding being signed with the Japanese Bank for International Cooperation, and then the Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor covering 60% of Gujarat's land, 56% of Rajasthan's land. Next to that, Maharashtra's land got targeted. Totally 390,000 hectares of land to be targeted, to be converted into industrial areas and investment regions. What a good title it is, investment region. But friends, investment towards what? By whom? Who will pay? Who will profit? How much? Without that, if they are going ahead, it is not economics. It is purely corporate economics and corporate politics that is ruling the development planning process in this country, and that is why we resist. And we will continue to resist because you need to be fed tonight, and for which, if you cannot grow produce, farmers need to survive. Friends, these corporates get concessions. That is the beauty of the corporate economy. All those who talk against subsidies to the farmers get in the name of incentives, as I'm just told on the way that the great Prime Minister referred to this difference in one of the commercial venture meeting, that when we give concessions to in the startup or started already schemes, it is called incentive. And when it is given to the farmer or a hawker for his house building or his self-employment or his farming, it is called subsidy. And that is rejected, denounced, condemned. Look at the scale. Within 10 years, when 150 lakh hectares of agricultural land was diverted to non-agricultural, that land was given at the cheapest rate to the corporates. And I can give you umpteen number of examples, but I will not go into that. And yet, during the same 10 years, 35 lakh crores rupees worth concessions were given to corporates. 52,000 crores worth concessions in corporate tax, excise duties and custom duties. Just three of the aspects of the budgeting and economy. Last year were given to the business of gems, jewelry and so on. That's why once in Kerala, I suddenly saw all the hoardings talking about the jewelry shops. I said, why is so much change in Kerala? Kerala was a different state. So much of sensitivity for nature, culture and so on. And of course, stopping in the literacy statistics. But this is because that business, you know, is thriving. But thriving on the basis of what? The question should be raised here. It is not only the natural resources and human resources that goes into every production. It is also the concessions, favors granted to the corporates, and that is bringing in inequity, that is bringing in injustice, that is bringing in change in the environmental sustainability. It's not just land, it is the coastal areas which the five-star hotels want. It is not just the land which is vacant and banjir, it is also the land under the simple living communities. Since generations, 2,600 villages got killed, I would say, in Maharashtra during last few decades. Their life is gone, that lifestyle is gone, the cultural change is obvious. And how long will it go? When Delhi faces pollution, everyone thinks of it. But think of the transport policy. What is happening when privatization in transport has come up? Public transport is degraded and finished. That is the basic difference. What is it that the 80% of population need, and what is it that the 20% of population desire? There is this difference between need and desires, which Mahatma Gandhi pointed out and said that the priority of not just the state, the society, but you and me also should be first for those who are at the so-called lowest level. And the Dalits and Adivasis, look into the statistics, friends, are still at the lowest level. And why within a decade that clause on reservation was not taken out, you asked, rightly so. That is because that clause was only for reservation, but with it had to go in all supportive policies and supportive actions of the state. Then the Dalits who would have got the reservation would have really been able to climb up. Of course, some climbed up and they should be treated a little differently with other criteria including. But otherwise, the others are still at that level, not only facing the social discrimination, but also the economic disparity. And friends, therefore, the politics that is in nexus with these corporates who fund the elections, 21,000 crores fund for the Prime Minister's campaign during last Lok Sabha elections. Do you think between the two elections, the environmental laws, the labor laws and everything that even the startup scheme gives concessions from? For 3 years, the new industries need not follow labor laws. One could not have imagined this. My father, who was a freedom fighter, fought at the age of 16 and then onwards only to get the laws so that the women will get maternity leave. Not more than 8 hours service would be taken out of those who may be underfed and still coming for the job and the work. Everything for you and me. But now the laws are changing. Environmental laws are changing. There is no need for sanctions, self-certification. What does that mean? Remember, friends, these are the changes which we must evaluate, as Derek ji said, not only from the information which comes from those who benefit of them, but looking into the perspectives and visions of economy vis-a-vis the corporate economy, the community economy, the cooperatives economy, not the corrupt cooperatives, but the real cooperatives and the small citizen groups that can also harness resources, maybe not as efficiently as the modern economy gives us and basis in the Sensex or GDP terms, but in the terms of human development indicators, if they are not able to meet even the employment targets, even through these special economic zones where concessions are given under the 21 tax related laws to the corporates, and yet not more than 40% of the claimed employment is not generated according to the Comptroller and Auditor General's report, then we must look at the alternatives, and those are ready, available, not just the alternative ways of managing resources, but alternative ways of developmental democratic planning. Thanks a lot.
I now invite Atish Bhatia to present Ms. Patkar with a memento as a token of her appreciation. Okay.
Even if those are totally against peace, feel free to raise questions.
We'd like to open the floor to a couple of questions. If you have any questions, please raise your hand.
You go first. Yeah. No, it's okay. If she gets offended, then she won't be able to know who I am. Ma'am, can I ask it? Yeah. So, I didn't listen to your full speech, but the parts which I heard, you were very against the corporate culture, the economy, booming economy, startups. Don't you think it's a little cynical approach towards it? And whatever you did was just a diagnosis of the issue. You haven't given solutions to the problem. So can you just, it's a three-part question. So this is the first one, and you can answer simultaneously. So any proper solutions to this issue? If we don't take the commercial way, we don't take help from corporates, we don't use their money, the politicians don't use their money. So where will the money come from? Where will the development come from? And how will we see our country prosper without the help of? And one, okay, so the other question being, you stated that 21,000 crores was spent on the elections by the Modi government, the NDA. Do you have any substantial proof to back that claim, or it's just a number that you just cooked up, or do you have some substantial claim towards it? So if yes, then please enlighten us.
If they had filed the accounts by now, one would have been known. We would have known whether that number, which was appearing in the, very popular articles that were published in many magazines, was right or wrong. That is up to them. If not that, ask them also to come out with the alternative alternative accounts to tell us where the money came from. Because that is known to everyone now, but they have not submitted their accounts. Now the question about cynicism, yes, to others who do not face what the millions are facing, it appears to be cynicism, but it is not. It is criticism, no doubt. And maybe it is strong criticism, it is some basic criticism, because the inequity and injustice that really takes a toll of life, not only of the farmers committing suicides, but all those who cannot have the 2 meals of a day. And that number is growing. Just to say below poverty line, this percentage of people lie doesn't mean anything. You see, when you have no employment or underemployment or underpaid employment, then you know that, how the inequity and disparity is the first point on your agenda. And when the resistance starts, it starts only at the end of the tunnel, let me tell you, when it is the worst that is faced. And then if it is a strong criticism, it appears as cynicism. Coming to the alternatives, we have alternative ways and means for every sector. You want to manage and watersheds and harness water resources. If you want to achieve equity in even water distribution as your aim, so that everyone has drinking water first, one crop protection to maximum number of farmers, depending on the area and the waterfall, no doubt. But it is not only the waterfall from the rains in the rainy season. It is the subsurface water, the moisture, the groundwater, everything. Now that is science. Even not following the science, when you are creating the large centralized bodies, so that the cities and the corporates will benefit. And corporates, I'm not saying they should not be there at all, I made it clear in the beginning. But those handful of corporates, and they are not just Ambani, Adani, Tata, Mittal, Jindal, the names I can easily take on. Jharkhand, 104 corporates are entering Jharkhand. Every single tribal community in every single block facing a threat of the land underneath being taken away for the mineral underneath. Now the way out is involve the community first. If the state has any plans, without the community's involvement, participation and consent, it should not happen. Just as for the voting, they go from door to door. They can surely go to the communities, and that is Article 243 of the Constitution. And the community will definitely give consent. Community will not say no if they also have the share, not in the corrupt practices, and the extravagant benefits or profits, but share in the right kind of development benefits. So they will say कि हमको रोटी पहले चाहिए, ये नहीं, हमको ये पहले चाहिए, वो नहीं, और हमारे पूरे जनरेशन्स ओल्ड रिसोर्सेस ख़त्म करना हम नहीं चाहते हैं. हमारा कल्चर, हमारी लाइफस्टाइल हम यहाँ तक बदलेंगे, यहाँ तक नहीं बदलेंगे. दैट इज़ द डेमोक्रेटिक प्लानिंग एंड दैट इज़ द रियल यूनिट टू प्लान. Corporates are the artificial units, communities are more natural than corporates, and communities have more cooperation than even any formal cooperative. And that is what the forefathers of Constitution had visualized when they brought in Panchayat Raj. But now beyond Panchayat Raj, the Article 243, that is 73rd and 74th Amendment, came in as late as in 1992-93, clearly said that every village and every ward should have the first plans, so that that planning would be the basis for the district plans and then the state plans. Montek Singh Ahluwalia, when he was questioned by the working group appointed by the Planning Commission itself, was compelled to write to all sarpanchas in the country. But what did he write? He said, 4 महीने में पूरे डेवलपमेंट प्लान्स भेज दो, हमको 11th 5-year प्लान फाइनल करना है. ऐसी प्रोसेस नहीं होती है. It has to be a delicately democratic process, and the planning should be with the priority to these processes and the goal of basic need fulfillment. और इसके लिए टेक्नोलॉजिकल चॉइस, मैं इसलिए डिटेल में नहीं जा रही हूँ क्योंकि टाइम नहीं है. पर अदरवाइज टेक द सेक्टर ऑफ एनर्जी. ये नहीं कि थर्मल पावर बनना ही नहीं चाहिए, ये भी हमारी पोजीशन नहीं है. बट व्हेन यू आर जनरेटिंग 2 lakh megawatt and more of power, how can 20, 30, somewhere 40% of rural households not have a point in their house? Distribute that first, and it cannot be that the people who give their land, rather you take away their land and everything attached to the land, as the British brought in the act and British tried to do it, that you will leave them in the darkness when the power comes to Delhi and Mumbai and one street has more light than even 100 villages. So there has to be first equitable distribution of the resources and the benefits that are generated, and the next step should be participatory democracy, and the corporates cannot be permitted to have vulgar profits. एक ही corporate सिनेमा हॉल्स में भी है, पानी में भी है, रिफ्रेश करके सब्जी में भी है. अडानी 17 years में 47,000 crores रुपीस गेन करते हैं. एक इंडिया के कॉर्पोरेट्स विदेशी कंपनी क्या दुनिया मुट्ठी में करने जाते हैं? किसके बल पर? The profits that are vulgar are permitted and not stopped or challenged. That is the reason. तो ये सब रुकना चाहिए. इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन होना है, नॉन एग्रीकल्चरल लैंड पर करो. You cannot kill agriculture unless it is absolutely necessary as the last resort. बहुत सारे reasonable ways हैं to gain towards equity and justice.
Good afternoon, ma'am. In today's world, everybody wants to develop themselves, think about how much money they make after college. Everybody wants to develop themselves, earn a good salary every month. So being like that, don't you ever regret to put people's interests above your interests?
To put people's?
You have put people's interest above your own interests. So you must have been compromising your social life.
I don't think it's a compromise or a sacrifice, I feel it's a duty, Every citizen has this duty, whether it's a bureaucrat or a politician. This duty bound to follow the constitution, without which we cannot ever have true development. Development of myself and yourself means what? It depends on what you enjoy and what you cannot enjoy. I cannot enjoy the Golmaal recreation. I really enjoy the Holi that the tribals play. I have to go back because The Bal Mela of the students, Adivasi students in our Jeevan Shalas is going on. I'm selling calendars outside only to raise funds because we don't take foreign funds, so on and so forth. Now, you have your own life, work life and personal life to be chopped out. And once you accept it, unless you accept it only out of some glamour और समथिंग, अरे आप ऐसे बन गए हमको भी बनना है, ऐसा किसी को, मुझे नहीं पर किसी को भी आप कहेंगे, उससे आप जीना चाहेंगे, तो फिर वो एक दूसरी बात है. अदरवाइज आप, मुझे मालूम है बहुत सारे ऐसे आपके जैसे स्टूडेंट्स हमारे बीच में आते हैं 10-10 साल आंदोलन में काम करने के बाद, कभी अगर उनको लगा कि नहीं अभी मैं जरा सपोर्ट सर्विसेज में जाऊं, डॉक्यूमेंटेशन रिसर्च, तो जाते हैं, पर रियल वर्क एट द ग्राउंड लेवल, नॉट ग्रास रूट्स, वो तो छोटे होते हैं, ऊपर ऊपर मास रूट्स के साथ, और वहाँ के पूरे जिंदगी को समझ कर चाहिए. वो एक बार आप नहीं भी मिलेगा शायद, लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि ये लाइफ भी बहुत कुछ आपको देता है, बहुत कुछ आनंद, बहुत कुछ संतोष, the satisfaction, the enjoyment, adventure, everything is there, but not of the type that is being marketized today. So you are also welcome. You get one here. Those of you who feel that you want to bring in change, now change also has become a word, है ना? मैं तो नहीं ऑपरेट करती खुद कंप्यूटर्स, अभी सीख रही हूँ, लेकिन हमारे साथी करते हैं. वो सोशल मीडिया के बिना विधाता है आपका कुछ भी नहीं हो सकेगा, पर्सपेक्टिव नहीं जाएगा, ऐसा भी नहीं है. आज मैं इतने कॉलेजेस में, इतनी IITs, IIMs में नहीं बोलती हूँ, जा नहीं सकती क्योंकि इतना संघर्ष चल रहा है, उसको प्रायोरिटी है मेरी. लेकिन साथ साथ ये डायलॉग आपको इतनी तक बात अपील के रूप में पहुँचाना चाहेगा कि आपको भी कम से कम करियर शुरू करने के पहले एक साल खुद को डेवलपमेंट, प्रोग्रेस, करियर, मनी, जो भी आपके उद्देश्य हो, उसकी तरफ बढ़ने के पहले नया अनुभव लोगों के साथ, और उन लोगों के साथ जिनको आपकी बेहद ज़रूरत है, उनके साथ बिताना चाहिए. अगर 5 लोग भी ऐसे निकलते हैं तो मुझे लगता है ये डायलॉग सफल होगा, अन्यथा नहीं.
नमस्कार मैम. What gives you the courage to face all the powerful people, and how we all can join you in this big agenda?
Second question I've already answered, but at least you use the same technology. जैसे कांटे से कांटा निकालते हैं, you use a thorn to prick a thorn. Please do at least that. फेसबुक पर मैं आज किसके साथ गया ने, मैंने सेल्फी किसके साथ गए ने, ये क्या मुद्दे हैं? देश के सामने इतने गहरे मुद्दे हैं. वायलेंस, not only the international terrorism, the violence within which is simmering in the country and which is instigated many times due to caste, religion, gender, whatever differences and discrimination. If you want to address that, use the social media. Many are using. I'm not saying there is no use made out of that media. But please do this. Take up these questions of inequity and injustice. I've just touched the tip of the iceberg, and use that technology also towards this. आप ये कर सकते हैं. जहाँ जहाँ मूवमेंट शुरू है, बहुत सारी atrocities, repressive measures, everything. With the new government, the whole atmosphere is changed. And let me tell you, and that the basic reason is corporatization. If the company you are fighting against, Jindal or Mittal in Jharkhand, some other company in UP, some other companies, tourism companies which are now coming into Madhya Pradesh, Narmada, lakhs and lakhs of people yet to be rehabilitated, and cabinet is held at Jala Mahotsav on the big boat, and they have taken a decision that there will be all private companies coming in for tourism. What will happen to the fish workers, farmers, how much land will be taken? Already started. So all these issues, people are fighting at different levels. Help them by picking up one level which you also can join them in. And that is possible. 1 year giving is possible. Raising funds for those organizations who do not take crores of rupees. Otherwise, I would not have been standing here. I would have been in jail. This government would never, हमको नहीं बख्शेंगे. Still false allegations. Adani CEO attacking me, questioning us. losing the case in Supreme Court. Still the lower level cases against him are going on, and he becomes the chairman of the Khadi and Village Industries Commission. First time I saw him in the court in the Khadi, pure Khadi, wo kya bolte, raw silk Khadi. Mind-boggling things are happening. The student community in the Film Institute to the employees of the Khadi Village Industries Commission are reacting, responding to this, but everyone doesn't know. So this kind of influences of the corporate forces has increased many times. And those are not just Indian corporates or foreign corporates, both. They are joining hands. As I told you, in each industrial corridor, Japanese companies want it, so they have entered into memorandum of understanding. You and me don't know. Farmers whose lands being farmland also, on paper it is changed into industrial areas. They do not know. What kind of democracy is this? But this has been happening over last few decades, and it is at its worst today. Let me tell you this, the impacts will be realized. अभी गुरचरण दास ने कल आर्टिकल लिखा है, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग से ही एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन होना चाहिए. कल आते आते मैंने पढ़ा टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया में या हिंदी दैनिक भास्कर में ट्रांसलेटेड आर्टिकल था मेरे ख्याल से. Why? Because now the manufacturing is going to be the major part of the Delhi-Mumbai industrial corridor. Okay, no one is against manufacturing industry per se, लेकिन उसके लिए आप रिसोर्सेस कैसे कर रहे हैं? एग्रीमेंट्स खुद जापानीज बैंक फॉर इंटरनेशनल कॉर्पोरेशन गांधीनगर में बैठकर आपने साइन कर दिया. इसलिए प्राइम मिनिस्टर बनने के बाद आप पहले जापान गए. दूसरा कॉरिडोर मुंबई चेन्नई 3,40,000 हेक्टर्स. किसी को पूछा नहीं. पंचायती का मतलब क्या है? ग्रासरूट लेवल डेमोक्रेसी का मतलब क्या है? आपने आपके कैबिनेट को नहीं पूछा, अलग बात है. वहां डिस्ट्रिक्ट पंचायत है, ग्राम पंचायत है, कम्युनिटी इज लिविंग. कल अगर कोई डिक्लेयर करता है कि इस कॉलेज का कैंपस को खोदना है और आपको मालूम भी नहीं कि एग्रीमेंट्स हो गए, आप मंजूर करेंगे? तो ये पूरी हकीकत है और इसको बदलना चाहिए. सॉरी आई हैव टेकन अ लॉन्ग टाइम. एनी अदर शो?
Good afternoon, ma'am. It's an honor to hear your powerful views. Now, my question to you is, how do you look to the matter of Dalit research student suicide exposed the education system, failure to provide inclusive growth? Now, we talk about a lot about including people into the education system, but the PhD student who has just made Rohit Vimla suicide, what are your views on that?
Inclusive growth is the concept of economics of the day, and we are not against inclusive growth. Who will object to inclusive growth? But is the growth that is taking place, if at all it is, growth of certain things are taking place, and degradation and destruction is also occurring. Everything doesn't get reflected. अभी CAG का invitation आया है, मैं जाने वाली हूँ. Environmental aspects of the audit. कभी भी environmental degradation, environmental resources are not properly reflected in the GDP. ये पूरे जो concepts है वो market economy के concepts and processes है. ये भी एक बुनियादी flaw है. तो उस दृष्टि से एक तो growth पर सवाल करना चाहिए. पर inclusive है कि नहीं, ये आपको मैं उदाहरण दे रही हूँ, उससे आप देख सकते हैं. बजट अभी आ रहा है, कितना कंसेशन, कितने करोर्स का कौन से सेक्टर के कॉर्पोरेट्स को देना है, किस आधार पर, ये आपको सोचना चाहिए. वो लोग तो लगे हुए होंगे जेटली जी के आजू बाजू में. हमको भी बुलाते थे, प्रणब मुखर्जी जब तक थे तब बुलाते थे, अभी नहीं बुलाएंगे कोई, क्योंकि वी आर अगेंस्ट मेनी थिंग्स हैपनिंग टुडे इंक्लूडिंग वायलेंस, कम्युनल वायलेंस एक्सेट्रा. पर मैं कह रही हूँ कि अगर वो बुलाते भी थे तो क्या हमारी बात सुनकर थोड़ा बजट बनता था? पैरेलली बजट कई लोग बनाते हैं. JNU के प्रोफेसर अरुण कुमार जी बनाते हैं, कंवलजीत सिंह यंग इकोनॉमिस्ट बनाता है. इंक्लूसिव प्रोसेस से बजट प्लान करके प्रेजेंट करने वाले बहुत सारे संगठन एंड ग्रुप्स है. और एक सादा आइटम एग्रीकल्चरल प्रोड्यूस के दाम बढ़ाना. MS स्वामीनाथन कमेटी ने कई सालों पहले कहा कि 1 रुपया खर्च हो तो 1.5 रुपया तो मिलना चाहिए. वो न मिलने के कारण 10,000 रुपए डेट से they have to commit suicide. So don't we feel for our brethren? और अगर बदलना है तो ये अभी बदल सकते हैं. कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, लेकिन नहीं बदलेंगे वो। तो इसलिए इंक्लूसिव नहीं है, डेमोक्रेटिक नहीं है। इंक्लूसिव ग्रोथ एक ऐसे कॉन्सेप्ट्स आ रहे हैं कि धरती पर क्या हो रहा है और बोल क्या रहे हैं समझ में नहीं आता है। और करेज की, बहुत ज़्यादा करेज की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं। अभी कल ही मैंने कहा, नेशनल ग्रीन ट्राइब्यूनल भोपाल में बहुत फाइट करनी पड़ी, क्योंकि वी आर फाइटिंग सैंड माफियाज। अभी ये कंस्ट्रक्शन का कल्चर बदला है। एयरपोर्ट चाहिए, नहीं चाहिए ऐसा नहीं, पर कितने बड़े एयरपोर्ट्स। एक एयरपोर्ट खत्म कर दिया, डिमोलिश हुआ, विशाखापट्टनम हुदहुद ने किया वो नहीं, even they themselves, demolishing that and building new. Power of GMR, GMK, आंध्र प्रदेश के लोग होंगे ना, उनकी ताकत है ये। बिल्स पे करने के पहले दूसरा डिजाइन लाते हैं। दिस इज वल्गर कंज्यूमरिज्म, जो इंडिविजुअल से लेकर स्टेट तक जा रहा है। आज कोई सादगी से जीने नहीं चाहते हैं ये लोग, और वो सब सादगी खत्म करके नया कल्चर, कंज्यूमरिस्ट इन पॉलिटिक्स। आपने कहा पैसे कहाँ से आएंगे, प्रचार ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए जैसा आज हो रहा है, इंक्लूडिंग आम आदमी पार्टी के अभी जो होर्डिंग्स और ये लग रहे हैं, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए। मुझे लगता है अलग होना चाहिए, डाउन टू अर्थ होना चाहिए। और इसीलिए एक्टिविस्ट टर्न्ड पॉलिटिशियन बोलने से मुझे दिक्कत है, क्योंकि मैं इलेक्ट्रल पॉलिटिशियन नहीं हूँ, पॉलिटिशियन तो हूँ। दिस इज पॉलिटिक्स, ऑल दैट वी आर फाइटिंग फॉर एंड अगेंस्ट इज पॉलिटिक्स। स्टेट एंड सोसाइटी के बीच का रिलेशनशिप बदलना, बनाना, ये पॉलिटिक्स की डेफिनेशन है, और वो हम कर रहे हैं, ट्राइंग टू डू इट इन अ स्मॉल लिटिल वे। बहुत काम बड़ा होता तो ऐसा देश नहीं होता जिसका मैंने आपके सामने बात रखी, लेकिन कुछ तो होता है। हमने अभी लावासा में 210 एकड़ जमीन वापस दी आदिवासियों को, फ्रॉड एक्सपोज किया। हमने 1000 करोड़ का पुनर्वास में करप्शन नर्मदा में एक्सपोज किया, अभी तक ओपन नहीं कर दे रही है सरकार। तो एक एक स्टेप बाय स्टेप लड़ने के लिए जरूर थोड़ा करेज चाहिए। मुझे कल एनजीटी चेयरमैन को कहना पड़ा कि मेरी हत्या सैंड माफिया ने करने के बाद आप प्लीज ऑर्डर मत दीजिए। इफ यू वांट टू टेक अ डेटरेंट एक्शन व्हेन इट इज क्लियरली concluded by the committee you appointed that it is illegal and it is finishing off the rivers one after another. ऐसा नहीं सैंड निकाला मतलब नदी बहना चालू करेगी, ऐसा नहीं होता है। Then please give your orders today and not tomorrow. ऐसा है, रिस्क है, but not just me, those whose names are little known, all our simple and hard working activists in every movement, every organization that is mass based are fighting these kinds of battles, and those include farmers, their sons, fish workers, Dalits, Adivasis. उनको ज़्यादा क्रेडिट है कि उनके घर में कोई बैकग्राउंड नहीं है हमारे जैसे के जैसी, लेकिन वो आज आपका सर्वस्व इसके लिए दे रहे हैं। उनको आपने जोड़ना चाहिए, तो आपको समझेगा कि उनमें कितना करेज, कितनी कमिटमेंट है, और उससे प्रेरणा सबसे ज़्यादा दी जाएगी। लास्ट क्वेश्चन।
Thank you so much.